Even if things are right now a little bit quiet, you're one step away from something starting to break through. And what I'm seeing is it's kind of like a gentle breeze in my mind's eye. I'm looking at a dandelion seed pod and that seed traveling in the wind. All that you need this month is an email, a conversation, what feels like a random meeting but is really a synchronicity. That little spark, that small connection is going to be a catalyst for something really, really big in your life. So Scorpio, don't give up. And by all means, we can actually meet a synchronicity halfway. So one thing that you can do is surround yourself with people, environments, and activities that help foster whatever it is you're trying to create. Meet opportunity halfway. It's kind of like when we have the Three of Wands card and I mentioned that that person on the top of the hill seems a little passive. Why not go to the dock and meet that ship as it's coming in? So that is my piece of advice here is don't give up and meet something halfway, and also involve yourself in things that are already in the resonance of whatever it is you envision yourself doing, okay? I'm Nicholas Ashbaugh. This is a mid-June update. We'll have July in about a week or so. You can use this for Sun, Rising Moon, and Venus. Let's see what's coming through. As I'm getting the card set up, let's take a look at Apollo. He's holding some space in the background. I know many of you like to see him. He's doing great. Take a moment, please, close your eyes. Let's welcome in angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters. If you'd like to, you can imagine yourself in a circle of white light and know that that is protecting and connecting you to source energy. All right. We're going to do past, present, future first, and then we'll continue to expand it after that. Got 2 for the past, present, future. It's all making sense now. So you have 2 cards here. In the sort of latent or hidden area, we have the seer. The seer, of course, is the high priestess. She has the ability to see, hear, know, and just simply understand things. When she's reversed, she can either be doubting herself or, because we have a clarifying card, others may doubt her, and that gets in the way of things processing. And this is what I think is going on for many of you. The 10 of Cups. This can be your friends, your family, peers, loved ones, people that are in close proximity that you care about, that you actually want to love, support, and approve you. But there's something that you see or want or understand that they just don't get. And that isn't because it's bad or it's wrong. It's because they're just not in the same energetic resonance as you. And when it comes to our parents, our brother or sister or close family members, this happens all the time. We are connected because there's the blood connection, but when you start to level up energetically, it doesn't mean that they're automatically going to do it as well. So if there's something that you need to do right now, and they've been blocking that intuitive flow, you just have to do it anyway, even if it means that for a short amount of time that they may not understand or support you. When things work out, people change their stories pretty quickly. They're like, oh, I never doubted you. I knew it was going to work out. Even if your memory is saying, I don't think so. I think you were giving me a hard time. So I think you're going to be fine here. And a lot of this has to do with the social programming around you. What you learned at school, what your coworkers expected of you, and maybe even right now what your family and friends want. So if there's something important that you're doing and you think there might be friction, just do it without asking for permission, because it's your life. You get one chance at this particular incarnation and you owe it to yourself to be happy. If your friends and family are meant to understand this, they will. And if they're not, you can put your time and energy into people and environments that do. And that's basically the big download there. All right, some other messages. Just trust yourself. This is a time where if you're used to getting guidance and permission from others, Spirit's just saying, you've got this. It's like a student that graduates from school. There's a point where you don't need to go to the teacher to grade your life or your test. You are starting to do that on your own. You're trusting all of your senses, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance. It's all coming through. The only time you get into trouble is if you doubt that, okay? Powerful first messages, but really, really strong ones. Another thing that I'm seeing for some of you is you might be perceiving a future partnership. If you're looking for love or if you're looking for a new friendship or a new connection, Soon, but not yet. Now let's take a look at what the present energy is. Things are starting to bubble up to the surface here. We have the moon coming through, and the moon encourages us to follow our instincts. Beyond even intuition, it's stuff that you feel in your bones, the survival instincts, the ability to read a situation without even trying. So multiple energies around intuition, instincts, and just your innate ability to make good choices is coming through. This card is also connected to integrity, honesty, and it's a time where you really want to be honest with yourself and others. And if anybody in your life is lacking that honesty or integrity, it's time to sever ties or create better boundaries. The reflective energy of the moon card is also showing that for some of you, I'm getting like a nostalgic energy. You're looking back at things and thinking, gosh, it was easier then, or I wish I would have done more of this. There could even be a little bit of regret that's coming through. I highly encourage you to release any of the heavier energies around could have, would have, should have, and think instead, right here, right now, I can control this. I've learned from all of these experiences, and I'm choosing better now. That's all you can ask of yourself. There might be people in your life that are showing their true colors. If the true colors are good, then embrace them. If there are aspects of their personality where you're like, oh, that's not what I want, this isn't what I signed up for, trust that as well. When people reveal their true character, believe them the first time. Paraphrasing something that Maya Angelou said there. We also see this beautiful Taurus energy in the background. And for some of you, you might be getting stubborn in the best way possible, thinking to yourself, I really want this. I'm really ready for this. And again, it kind of harkens back to what we were looking at in the past, where you could see or feel something, but there was a block here. So now some of you are deciding, I know what I need, I know what I want, and I'm going to go for it. This is also connected to overcoming any sort of things in the past that you swept underneath the rug. A fear, an anxiety, anything of that nature. Now is your time to finally address it and release it. Change is necessary for growth, and we have necessary change coming through here in the future. The blasted oak in this deck, of course, is the Tower. The interesting thing is, I mentioned the seer can feel, see, and hear things. And for those of you that watch the channel a lot, I like to remind people that all three of those senses come through with the blasted oak. Lightning, you see it in the distance, then you hear the thunder. Then you feel the rumbling of the thunder. So clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance, all of it coming through. And so I want you to give yourself a chance or a moment here to tune in, because I think that the next step in your trajectory, it's already been spelled out. On an intuitive level, you know what you need to do. The Tower can also represent things that are going to happen no matter what. So this can be an environmental thing, a loss of a job, someone that decides to make a sudden change or move. This can also be something you decide to do. Moving out, getting married, retiring, all of these things are like shedding a layer of your skin, and you're allowing yourself to, yes, step into the unknown, but also grow. So that's also a way to look at this, is like basically a caterpillar going from that cocoon phase into the moth, or chrysalis into the butterfly. You've got to break through something that felt like it was safe, it was predictable, and spread your wings. It's never comfortable when you do those sort of shifts, but it's often very much worthwhile. Be kind to yourself as you ease into or out of a big situation. It takes time to get your footing. So oftentimes after you go through something like a tower in your life, you need 2 or 3 months before making a new decision on if that was the right choice. Let the dust settle. Make your move, make your change, trust your instincts, and then let the dust settle before making any additional sort of life-altering changes to your trajectory. It also might be time to clear some things around you. The Tower can represent an environment that is too noisy. It can represent a relationship that is chaotic, a workplace where it's a little toxic or difficult to sort of ground yourself. And all of these things are showing you that the best way out sometimes is just to take a new path, to let it go. Let's go ahead and look at the catalyst. I mentioned that there needs to be sort of something to connect you to your synchronicity. So let's pull a card and see what that might be for you, okay? Doing things in a slightly different order this month because change is good, as we were just discussing. All right. You received a really great totem here. In your catalyst, you have this beautiful turtle, and it represents endurance, longevity, and evolution. What I love about this totem for you is it represents a slow, steady approach towards the change that we saw in the tower. The tower, as illustrated here, is someone going headfirst in a situation, but this particular turtle is saying, take your time. You've got what it takes to get through this. You're playing the long game, and you're going to change, but you're going to do it in a calculated, prepared, and informed way. And I think that that's going to help ensure that whatever changes you make in your life, whether they're financial, whether they're for your health or your mental well-being, they're going to be the kinds that can last like the distance. They can go the distance, okay? So slow, steady, calculated, and you're going to get there. And when you finally get there, it's going to be something that you can continue to do and thrive with in the long run, okay? Beautiful energy. This also carries with it 3 of the best tarot cards. The turtle often is connected in world religion sometimes with the world itself. So this is why I feel like you're leveling up. It's got the wisdom of the hermit because it can kind of go back into the shell. And it also has the elements of the fool. So it's a bookend, ends and beginnings. The reason I say the fool is it carries everything it needs in that shell. So I really feel like whatever you need to deal with, growth, change, evolution, you've got this, okay? So trust in your ability and know that all you have to do is take your time and breathe, all right? Let's expand this a little bit and look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. All right, for your health, we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse position, and many of you are feeling just a little bit more sensitive or vulnerable right now. It's important to sit with that emotion or those emotions for a moment or two and find a way to let them go and let them sort of process. It could be therapy, an artistic endeavor, counseling. There might also just be a need to have some time off. If it's been a minute since you've taken a break, whatever you need to do to acknowledge, process, and allow those to flow through you, that's the first thing. The Ace of Cups is also connected to what you're putting into your body. So make sure that it is pure, clear, clean. Make sure you're drinking enough. If there's too many medications that you're taking and that's clouding things up, talk to your doctor. This is also just permission / encouragement to have fun. Life is not all about work. It's also about being present, drinking in the moment, and giving yourself the love and support that you need. There are a lot of things that are coming to pass right now. So there's changes that are rapidly happening, and it's hard sometimes to deal with those. So allow yourself, again, time to let the dust settle. You could also be suffering or dealing with a flare-up, pain. Maybe there's even like a histamine reaction that's happening. Again, work with your doctor on that, but it feels like more of a flare-up that will pass, and it could be caused by emotions and stress. Stress relief, stress release comes through time and again. Also having proper boundaries with your family and friends, all of that. And if you feel something coming in your body, a pain, a discomfort, get it checked out. Find a doctor that will listen to you. Your emotions and your needs need to be met as well. And not every doctor has the same approach when it comes to that. So find someone who values you. All right, let's move on from health to wealth, your resources, life purpose, and career. And we got some good stuff coming through for wealth, okay? So the 10 of Pentacles is about as good as it can get, maybe short of the King of Pentacles or the Wheel of Fortune, but I'll take it. Here's the thing, this 10 of Pentacles is showing me a passageway or doorway. Some of you are finishing something. Many of you just got through graduation. Some of you might have just gotten through retirement. Those that are somewhere mid-career, midlife might be pivoting. You think to yourself, I kind of accomplished everything that I wanted here, or I don't feel the stability here anymore. It's not worth the time, energy, and stress. So you're looking for a new doorway. And this goes back to the dandelion seed where I said, you just need a connection in your life that can help with this. So speak with trusted mentors. Find your own sort of connections and opportunities out there as well. This is the time to start knocking on and opening doors so you can figure out which one you want to go through next. It may not all happen this month or next, but it's starting to. This is about speaking it into existence and then planting that seed. So that we also have some of you deciding to sell your home, or maybe you're moving. This can be a move from your house or apartment or to a different state, city, country, or province. A big move, whatever it might be, since the tower is affecting all of these. Take your time, if I can help you with this, and research it. Make sure that you know all of the options, look at your budget, and any change that you make now could be significant in a way that you hadn't anticipated. It could be change for the better. Just do your research before signing on the dotted line. If you're already in a job right now, you might also be talking about the future there. What are the paths to advancement, or what is it you want to do? Setting goals is really important. In relationships, you might also be planning a family or a purchase of a house. Big goals, big communication around that. And as I just mentioned a couple of moments earlier, you're throwing that out into the distance so that you can meet the synchronicity halfway. But you have to think it, speak it, see it to kind of call it into your life. To that end, let's see what's coming through with relationships, because that's a nice segue. So when we're looking at love right now, we have an interesting card. We're learning from the past and we're overcoming fears. So we have dedication here. And again, I'm looking at all types of relationships. This is a different Nine of Swords. Instead of the person staying up late at night worrying about what could have, should have, or would have been, she is gathering her thoughts, gathering her experiences, and saying, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid to embrace my dreams and call them in. I'm also not afraid to walk away. And that's one of the most empowered approaches that you can take, releasing fear and just allowing yourself to be. In relationships, they're either going to go to the next level or they're going to exit. And it's all levels of relationships, friendships, family members, and maybe the person that you love the most, your partner. And so we're seeing significant growth or significant release, both for your greater good, but depending on which end of the spectrum you're at, it can be sort of like triggering or challenging. Because when something or someone falls away, you think to yourself, did I do something wrong? Not necessarily. Like I said earlier, sometimes you just level up to the point that it confounds people. They don't get this new version of you, and they're like, I think I need to stay in my safe space, and they let you go. But there also could be something amazing. And that tower can represent meeting the love of your life or the friend of your life, the bestie. Because the Ten of Cups is beautiful friendship and connection. The Seer shows me you saw this coming a mile away. And this can be falling head over heels. The Tower isn't always bad. The changes that are happening in all of your core relationships this month are intense. What I'd like you to do is be like the turtle. Take a moment and sit with it. Don't immediately react. Just drink it in, sit with it, and take it a step at a time. That slow approach is going to save you a lot in the long run. You don't want to make up your mind when you're emotionally charged, because, by the way, typically this is an emotionally charged card. I'll find the traditional one while we're talking. But sometimes the Nine of Swords happens when we're afraid. Like, for instance, is this as good as it gets? Maybe I should settle. Or worrying that you said too much. It's like that old REM song, Losing My Religion, which is actually about a crush. It's not about religion. And literally Michael Stipe says, oh my God, I said too much. I haven't said enough. And he's basically putting his foot in his mouth and letting emotions rule him a little bit. So this is what happens sometimes with that. When you really are invested in a date, you get tongue-tied. Or even when you love someone a lot, they get under your skin, and arguments or miscommunication can happen because you just are too worked up emotionally. So ground yourself, sleep on it, prepare your conversations, and then slowly talk. It might actually be helpful to have it typed up in your phone so you can look at your notes. Sometimes you're just like, let me talk, I have some talking points, and get it out. But ultimately, this is a chance to clarify relationships. Major changes, growth, movement, or release. That's the big takeaway. Now let's look at a single card for destiny. And we have marching to the beat of your own drum, almost literally in this particular card. So the traditional Hierophant is a papal figure with two disciples. We have a very different take on it here. You are creating your own rhythm, your own plan, your own approach. And as I said a few moments ago, it may be confusing. It may be confronting, like old things that family wanted you to do. Here's your traditional Hierophant, my way or the highway. This version is saying, okay, I'll take or the highway. I can do this on my own. So you can do this on your own. March to the beat of your own drum. You've got this. All right, so now that we've gotten through that, I'd like to do 2 bonus cards, a blessing and a block. So let's give the cards a shuffle and see what else Spirit wants to convey. All right, so Scorpio, your blessing this month is the Forest Lovers, and your block is the Ace of Pentacles. Got a lot of reversals this particular reading, but I'm okay with that because reversals allow us to move beyond subtle energetic blocks that we might be creating. All right, so the Lovers as the blessing. It is reversed, and so what might be happening, as I said earlier, is someone may want more, someone may be more prepared or ready than you, and someone might show up earlier than you expected, but the Lovers is still the Lovers. So don't get in your head space like we were talking about even with this and get stressed out and tongue-tied and doubt yourself because you called this in. So the blessing is you can get what you wished for, but the time, the form, and the environment isn't what you thought. Sometimes the universe has a different sort of plan for you. If you're flexible, if you just take it a step at a time, I think you'll be all right. One thing that is a note when it's reversed is to be discerning. If you're not getting what you want or need, use your negotiation skills because the Lovers is one of the biggest magnetic and charismatic cards that one can get in a reading. So you have charisma, you have the ability to be diplomatic, to be persuasive. Use your persuasion. The reason I say that is you have 2 of the most persuasive cards here, the Seer and the Lovers. The Seer, again, being the High Priestess. All right, what's your block? Interesting. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So many of you are great givers, great at helping others, teachers, mentors, parents, friends. You're there helping the world. But when you need someone or something, it's hard to say, can you please, or can I get this, or just thank you. This is the time to put the request out there. You're worth it, and you never know what's possible until you ask for it. It is the hardest part, though. So if something beautiful comes in, say thank you. If it's not enough, say I need some more. If there's an unrealistic request, say I can help you provided that I get this, this, and this. Otherwise, no. So state your needs, your wants, your desires, and your boundaries. You can get it because these 2 cards are of love, value, and worth, and also persuasion and magnetic energy. You've got all of that, my friends, okay? Now is your chance to ask one final question. It can be anything that you still need some advice on. Think about it, close your eyes, and let's let Spirit come through. You got 2 cards and they're amazing. All right, so if you ask me a yes or no, we have an upright star card coming through, and it's an emphatic yes. The interesting thing with this star is he's, again, embarking on his own path. There's not a big audience, even though this is a conspicuous card. So 6 of Wands and stars sometimes are lighting the path, lighting the way. They can feel a little lonely in the beginning, but if you're aligned to your higher path or calling, then it's exactly what you should be doing, okay? And then underneath it, we have the Stag. The Stag is reversed. So in this particular deck, Strength and Justice are flipped. So this is Justice in the reverse position, and it's basically saying, when it comes to a contract, there may need to be a revision. It may not be balanced or fair enough. When it comes to fighting for yourself, sometimes you have to love yourself enough to walk away from something, knowing that if it's truly meant to be and if someone truly wants you, this is a negotiation tactic, then they'll get back to you. And if not, it wasn't meant to be, okay? So love yourself enough to take the road less traveled. Love yourself enough to say no or push back on something that isn't good enough, because you might be settling and you can't settle right now. Say no, create boundaries, fight for your value and worth, and go your own way, because you know best what you need to be doing, okay? Create better balance in your life. If it is lacking, now is the time to make sure that you are not, again, sacrificing your happiness for someone else's approval or something like that. It should be more even, all right? That, my friends, is everything for this month. I do think it's a very exciting month for you. Again, it's a mid-month check-in, so for the remainder of this month, lean into the necessary changes. Know and fight for your value and worth. And know that you have a lot of love cards coming through this month. So I feel like you can connect with the right people, but you have to see the value and worth within. No one else can convince you of that but yourself, okay? If you enjoyed this, by the way, and I hope you did, do me a favor. Hit the like and subscribe, and leave a comment below. And let me know what resonated the most. You can also sign up for my newsletter so you never miss out on a future update. And while you're on my website, you can also give me a follow on social media. It's always my full name, Nicholas Ashbaugh, on all major platforms. If you'd like to donate through PayPal, you can do that as well from there. And you can book a reading if you'd like. Also, right here on YouTube, you can join and become a sustaining channel member, which allows me to do all of these videos each and every month, or you can give back with a one-time sort of contribution through a sticker. Know that I love, appreciate, see that. I read every comment, and I just want to say thank you. You're the best part of what I do here on YouTube. I wish you an amazing remainder of June, and I'll see you very shortly again for the July readings. Until then, be well.